In this lecture, we will discuss about the what is the difference between the Python 3 and the Python 2, that why we are not using the Python 2 nowadays instead of the Python 3. That basically the Python's 2 one, is the biggest reason to stick with the Python if you are interested in working with a large code base that written in a Python 2. But if we want to moving a large application written in an older version of one language and rewriting into another language, then it can be a massive undertaking. That the first reason that if we are working at a large database, and if we have a lot coding, that if we want to convert and we want to move the coding of a Python 2 into other language, programming language like C++ and Java and other application, then it is a different, and it takes some sometimes it may be also corrupt due to sufficient libraries in Python 2. That this is a first reason that we are not using a Python 2. But that the Python 3, that the first is a legacy code, that after 2020 the Pythons 2 will no longer be maintained. The learn best practice that Python 3 include upgrade for practice, that not the Python 2. That the third thing is a write cleaner code, that Python 3 has modified its structures to so that it takes fewer lines of the code to perform an action, that avoid syntax confusions. That if we have no idea that where is the syntax or is the wrong, that we go to a code menu of the Python 3 and right click to and go to reformat code, and our we can reformat our code, that the system automatically clean the error that which we have. That the first thing, if we consider a statement, then if we have a statement that in a Python 2, that we want to print a string that Ali is my lover, that we not use a bracket like in a Python 3. Like this is we start bracket, and in Python 2 we not start bracket. This is a statement difference between Python 3 and Python 2. That now if we want to input, then you can see that in a Python 2 that we should introduce that raw dot input, then put our enter value. But in a Python 3, that we not use raw input, that we only use the input, which is a modified form of Python 2. That it is the reason we are using the Python 3 instead of Python 2. That nowadays the Python 3 is very famous, and it is a very attractive programming language.